the most exciting restaurants in the world at the moment. They are hidden away. You've got to make the effort.
The dream was to have the greatest restaurant on the planet. I didn't know that it was going to end up like this.
He's arrived at his own formula for what being a 3 Michelin star is about.
There's a feeling of elation when you create something new. It's greater than any sensation in your life.
We lived in Brooklyn when I was a child. My mother did all the cooking, and I didn't do any of the cooking, and no one taught me anything. Food was always yucky, overcooked, mushy. Well, I was born in 1936, so I was married in 1959. So during that period of time, everything was done for me. My mother even, she made my bed, she cleaned my room. What the inspiration was that my wife couldn't cook either, and we were suddenly in our own apartment and we had to eat. So we stumbled along. The first meal that we ever made was pea soup, which was so thick that it was hard to get a spoon out of it. And we just took a couple of tablespoons of it and added a quart of water or whatever, and had pea soup for a while. But when Linda died, Rachel was 6 years old, and Rachel had to have 3 meals a day. So I had to figure out what would be good for her. I wanted to make it healthy, tasty, so she didn't balk at the food, and it had to be relatively inexpensive because I had no money. I baked my own bread, which was actually terrific. I'd love to get back to that. I made good bread, and I cooked food every day, and even my dates later on, I would invite women home to my house and I would cook for them because I couldn't afford to go to restaurants. But I had to start changing it when I started to date the same person for more than 2 or 3 times. I had to start figuring out other things to make. When we lived in Newport, we shared the cooking since we were both working. I did enjoy making special things with Jacob, challah and chocolate mousse. I started cooking when I retired, when I didn't have semi-retired or whatever. I didn't have an activity every day I had to go to. So I found that I really liked shopping, finding fresh ingredients, trying to figure out recipes from what I saw in the marketplace. And markets in Mexico, I grieve not being there. They were wonderful, particularly since it was in a different language. It has to be healthy, as fresh as I can make it. It has to be low carb because I have a touch of diabetes, and it has to be flavorful. Use a lot of herbs. I use fresh and dried herbs a lot. I get into a place of calmness, and also it satisfies my need to control something. I like to be in control. I like to control finances, and I certainly like to control my food. So this is an opportunity to do that. So I don't just run around the house eating whatever is around, although chocolate looms sometimes. I like to make food for you because you appreciate it so much. I see you love food. You love food, and you like the food I cook. So it makes me happy, it makes you happy. And I like the food I cook, so it calms us down. It keeps us, that part of our life is good, and it rolls over to other parts of our life.